Yo, it's your boy, the conscious coon killer, killing the coon within me and the coon within you. All right, so there's some things I've been thinking about lately. Uh, as I've been saying in some of my videos, I moved out here to Illinois about 3 months ago now, something like that. Been having a lot of conversations with black men and black women around my age group, 20s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? And a constant that I've been noticing from black people is that in Illinois, specifically Illinois, um, is that a lot of our self esteem out here, and I say our as just part of the family. This is not me saying individually that this is where I get my self esteem from, but I know it's a lot of us out here in this state at least. A lot of our self esteem comes from white acceptance, whether that be white men and women finding us sexually attractive, or saying that we're smart, or giving us a degree at one of their schools, or employing us at one of their jobs, something like this. We hold our value as black people, at least in this state, based on what white folks and them think. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, some black women that I've been conversating with in particular, and just once again, these are just some random thoughts I've been having and stuff like that. Just kind of trying to put everything together, but been telling me how they feel that black men are not worth their time and not worth being with and starting a family with and dating and even just having sex with, right? And I asked them why, because that was their individual opinions. And I wasn't upset. I was asking why, and they're like, "Oh, because black women are the most educated and we seem to be able to hold jobs more than y'all, all these types of things." And I said, okay, I'm not gonna deny that y'all are out here doing your things at these colleges, getting your degrees. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Of course, holding a job ain't nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it's obviously better to own your own, but I'm not gonna knock anybody nine to five. Just as long as you're doing something productive, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. And I asked him, what does that have to do with you, or in this case, black men, as people and how they treat you and how they view you and how they view themselves and how they view life. If they're having trouble getting and maintaining a job in a system that does not want black men to work already, is that more so a reflection on black men just not wanting to work, or that the system does not want us to work? And they got all mad saying, "Oh, you're trying to make excuses." I'm like, no, look, I'm not saying that you know we can't do better out here finding work or creating our own jobs. But what I'm saying is, if there's a system that does not want you to work, wouldn't it make it that much tougher to find work and to maintain work if they specifically do not want black men to work? So then they responded saying, well, you know, this was individual conversations, but I'm gonna just say we just they were like, well, we are not only black, but we're women, so we got to deal with being women and being black. And I'm like, that's true, no arguments there. I'm like, however, if this system understands that most women of all races look at men of value as having a job, so that way they can provide financially and in other ways, so on and so forth, as a quality marker for a good man, wouldn't it make sense for this system to make sure that black men, specifically in our race, have a harder time getting a job? Because then the domino effect would be that the women, in this case black women, would then look at us at lesser value. And every single black woman that I've had a conversation about this with over the last few weeks out here in Illinois, every single one of them, when I said that, they all paused and kind of thought like, "Oh shit." And I said, look, once again, I'm not saying if it's a man that is not trying to work, not trying to make no money, just doesn't care and just being lazy. That's not. I'm not talking about them. Like fuck them. Yeah, they are trifling ass Negroes. I'm right there with you in agreement. However, I'm talking about as a collective. If this system understands that women of all races are drawn towards men that are doing something, what is the best way to keep us apart? By making sure black men can't do nothing, or that is that much harder for us to do something, while simultaneously making it a little bit more available, I'll say, for black women to do something. Not that it's not hard, but to make it slightly less difficult for black women to get these white owned jobs, all this type of stuff, so that way y'all can get self esteem through what they have from what the white man in them has. So then you look at yourself as higher value than your counterpart, thus making you not want to be with your counterpart, which is going to do what? Destroy black families, or one of the aspects. And they, some of them are kind of like, oh, you're trying to blame this on black women. You're just mad that we're out here shining. I'm like, absolutely not. I love seeing black women happy. I love seeing black women out here shining. I will always promote and push that. I want to see y'all strive and be the best that y'all can possibly be, because y'all are the greatest human beings, period. And as a collective, we are the greatest people, in my opinion. Not that we're superior, but we're the greatest people to me. There's a difference. It's called having pride in yourself, right? And I'm telling them this. I'm like, but think about that though. I'm like, the same way, the same system tries to program us. I'm just gonna be talking to them. I said the same way this system tries to program us to look at y'all as far as black women as less attractive and less wife material, mother material, and just even girlfriend material or anything like that, right? They try to, the same system tries to glorify white women and whiteness as the standard of beauty and the type of woman that's going to be caring and nurturing. If it's not them, the other stereotype is Asian women being super submissive and all of these things. And of course, they agree with that. Like, yeah, that's some bullshit. Y'all be believing that white girls and all these other type of women are better and all this type of stuff, and yada yada yada. Right? I'm like, okay. I'm like, but is that true? And they're like, no, like black women, we're the shit. I'm like, I agree. I was laughing, and I'm like, it's true. I'm like, yeah, y'all are the shit. I'm like, I'm glad that you know that, because some of y'all don't, and it's not fair. It's not y'all's fault. That's the system making y'all believe that, and making us as black men believe the same thing. So if you believe that black men are not shit because you look at white men and what they have is more valuable, being it them being the main employers, so you're getting jobs from them, or you going to their schools, whether it's an HBC, whether it's an HBCU or not, because a lot of white folks, excuse me, had a hand in creating those too. But in general, most of these colleges are not even HBCUs. Like all of these things are still white owned or white controlled, even the shit that's got a black face on it. I'm like, so you're getting your self esteem from something that a white person has their hand in and is telling you, oh, you're smart because I'm giving you this degree from my school, or you're of value because you're making money that I'm giving you from my business. But that black man ain't shit though. You see? And they saw this, all of them, same thing. They started kind of thinking, like, it's the same shit that they tell us as black men is that black woman ain't shit. She's not submissive. She doesn't care about you. She's not understanding. She's not feminine. None of these things. But this white woman, though, look at them. Look how supposedly feminine and all this other bullshit that they are, right? And too many of us as black men, we believe that. Start to believe that y'all ain't shit. Even though it's true, just like any human being, some of us are trifling and some of us aren't. I'm like, there are individual black women that are trifling. That does not mean that black women by default are trifling. I'm like, it's the same thing with us, but we keep holding our value in what the white man in them gives us, instead of looking at value within ourselves, things that we create and who we are. Take away The white colleges take away these white jobs from these white employers. Who are we? What value do we have at our core? I'm like, that's what we need to worry about first and foremost. Then we can start to build on the other things. I'm not saying don't make your money. I'm not saying don't get out here and get this knowledge, whether it's through a school or just life experience, reading on your own, whatever, right? And that's a little side note too. Now I was thinking too. That's something else that we need to stop doing as black people. Is stop saying that we're educated black people or that we're intelligent black people. Being black by default means you're intelligent, in my opinion. Seriously, like we gotta stop that shit. We don't call smart white folks educated white folks. When have you ever heard Bill Gates say, "Oh, I'm an intelligent white man"? Think about that shit. But we do this shit because we want to get approval from the outside and try to prove to them that we're just as smart, if not smarter than them. So we got to keep saying, "Oh, I'm an intelligent black man," or "I'm an intelligent black woman." We're intelligent black people. Of course we are. We are the ones that invented reading and writing, math, science, all that shit. That's us. Architecture, all that. That's us. Astrology, all that type of stuff came from us. When have we not been intelligent? Even at our lowest during the transatlantic slave trade, during the different forms of slavery in Africa, all that type of shit, still was out here figuring out ways to escape, figuring out ways to speak in code through music, through a capoeira, if I'm pronouncing that right, that martial arts that looks like breakdancing, all this kind of shit, building pyramids and stuff that it was us that did, not those white Jews, because most motherfuckers would have burnt up back then. Still was able to do these things. I understand that building the pyramids, was forced labor, but still at the same time, that's 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 an amazing feat. No dummy, whether that was physical labor or not, no dummy is gonna be able to do that shit. I don't care what you tell me. You couldn't get a fucking group of circus animals to do that shit. Okay, even the ones that got opposable thumbs. So my point is, we gotta start taking pride in who we are and what we do and what we've done and what we're going to do versus what the white man in them tells us and gives us. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5 job. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going to college, but that should not be the pinnacle of or the main reasons why we have pride in ourselves and why we love ourselves should not be from what they give us. Take what they give us and flip that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop that shit too. That's just another random thought that I had, but I'm about to get up out of here and get me some sleep. But as always, it's your boy, the conscious coon killer, killing the coon within me and the coon within you. Keep having that pride. I'm out.